right, so covering episode 19, we are into some big repair stuff right here. This is the luggage tray replacement, and I ended up having to replace about 2/3 of it. Initially, I thought maybe I could just replace the back portion that just goes up under the rear window. But you know, as you dig into those things, I realized that it was way worse off than I thought. And so since I was going to have to purchase the whole replacement piece, which is not cheap, by the way, I thought, well, we'll just replace what I need to. Now, why didn't I replace the whole thing? I think if you've been watching along, you know why. It's because I would much rather keep things that are already fitting and already supposed to be there in place. So that's the reason why I don't cut out the whole thing. If I have some metal in there that is from factory and fitting as it should, I'm going to leave it. Some people will choose to do otherwise, and that's the right choice for you. For me, trying to keep what original metal is there, that's right for me. So if you've been watching at all, you know that that is my philosophy, so that's why you don't see me cut the whole thing out. As far as cutting it out, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to have a lot of spot welds you're going to have to cut out to get those the luggage tray completely off and cleaned up so that you can fit your new one. But, cutting it out is the easy part. And while you're in there, while you have that luggage tray out, it's a good idea to look at those inner fender wells. I actually have an episode about some inner fender well repairs. I believe it's a few episodes just before this. And you may want to look at some of those areas. With everything open and accessible, just look at everything you can. And then just thinking ahead of, with paint and stuff and where it will be easy to paint. I ended up painting a little bit under that ledge because it's going to be hard to get there. And then you'll see in the video, I'm using, there's this red spray paint that I'm painting onto the panel pieces in the body. That is a weld-through primer. And that is something you may want to look into, especially if you are lap welding. So most of the time you want to do a butt weld. But if you are like lap welding, so you got your sheet metal and another one sitting on top of it instead of up against it like this, you want to get something in between those two pieces of sheet metal because that will, inevitably it will trap some moisture and it'll maybe start to rust. So weld-through primer is great because you can put it on and then, like it says, you can weld through it. Other paint is not as friendly with that. So just have a look at what you're doing. Remember, we are trying to slow rust, get rid of rust, stop rust. So just be thinking about where you might want to add some paint when you have things open, and and just make sure you're doing your best to not leave any bare metal anywhere, because we know why. That'll just it'll want to rust. So this video really only shows the luggage tray removal and some of the prep. You'll also see that I am stripping paint from the entire luggage tray, the new replacement piece. I believe that is important because I don't believe that paint is meant to last very good. A lot of people say it's primer. I don't believe that. I think it is just a protective layer of paint, cheap paint, to help store it when it's before it's being shipped out to whoever's going to use it. So get rid of that paint. I don't think it's good paint, so get rid of it and put something better down. So that's why I strip everything. And stay tuned because we will have sort of the follow-up for this. I believe it should be the next episode. I'm just working on that right now, but it should be the next episode, and you'll be able to see us fit it in, weld it in, and all that sort of stuff. And this is a big job, and it's an expensive piece. It's not cheap. You will spend several $100s getting your replacement piece, and it's a big job. But anyway, stay tuned for the next one, and we will get her finished up in part 2. right, yesterday was fun, but we got to get back to work. This took me all day and I'm still not finished. Guys, that takes so long to strip all that paint off of there, but be way easier to do it now rather than when it's in the car. So I've got a little bit more to do. I don't know if I'm going to get to welding today or not. I still have stuff to do. Like I forgot that. So down under here, I want to, you know, get that to bare metal too. And I'm not looking forward to that, but that's what I have to do. Other thing I have to do, or at least that I'd like to do, hang on. So this part right up in here, so the package, sorry, this part right up in here, the package ray comes down. So you've got this like channel here that I think is going to be really hard to get to when we're going into paint. So I'm going to actually just spray some, I don't know, just some paint on this whole area. That way, at least when I get to paint, I'll know that there's something up there. Everything else is, you know, coming along and getting there, but man, it just takes a long time to prep. So welding today, I don't know. I think I'm still prepping stuff, but we'll see.